Hey guys, been a while, and I will say this. I wanted to record this early in the day. I just got lazy as hell. I wanted to record multiple videos, but you're just gonna get. This is kind of a warning. This is gonna be a fucking long video. Because I'm gonna talk a lot about one damn thing. And that is what every fan of this franchise is celebrating today. National Pokemon Day. Today's the 30th anniversary of when when Red and Green came out in Japan, marketing the debut of one of the largest, most successful, if not the most successful franchise, or most selling franchise. So for today, I thought I would talk about every Pokemon movie that I own, my experience, and just talk about Pokemon for a while. Why the hell not? But I will first. Let's start off with the stuff that they announced: the ports for Fire Red and Leaf Green, which I will be playing on my Switch. Hopefully, it's on Switch and not just Switch 2. Poketopia, which even if it was on Switch 1, I would not play that. That game is not. Those kind of games are not my thing. It looks cool. I don't. It's weird also, but not my thing. More stuff with Pokemon Go, Pokemon Champions, all that crap. They look cool for the people who are into it. It is just not my thing. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The GameCube port. I never played the GameCube. I never had a GameCube, so the game looks cool. But again, Switch 2, damn you. And then Gen 10 coming out next year. Again, Switch 2. They're definitely fading out the Switch 1. They definitely are. Pombon is best boy. It's a fucking Pomeranian fire type. Do not make that damn thing bipedal, Pokemon, please. You people were saved with White Coco. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right here. We were saved with this little boy. He didn't stand up to go bipedal. He just turned into a more crocodile. And I'm someone who actually likes his evolutionary line. I think it's cool. Please just don't screw up Pombon. Or any of them. I will say that people constantly hating on Brout is stupid. Every Pokemon will take an inspiration from itself from one point or another. Anyway, point of the video. Let's do this. I'm going in order. I use that because I don't have every Pokemon movie in physical media. I have every Pokemon movie because of a website that allows you to watch Pokemon. Let's start with the OG trilogy. Pokemon the Movie 2000, and Pokemon the Movie 3. I will say, Pokemon 2000, I have the least memory of, as a kid at least. Let's start with the original Pokemon movie. I also will be ranking these in tiers, not on a tier list, but I'll just give them a rank. Let's start off with the rank first. I give Pokemon the Movie an A. Not an S, an A. You could be thinking that's blasphemy because it's the first one, but that's the thing. It's the first one of movies that would get a lot more batshit crazy as the franchise would go on. It is a perfect starter for the Pokemon movie universe, introducing a character like Mewtwo, the story behind Mewtwo, explaining that Team Rocket being psychotic motherfuckers, and just his plan to basically take over with his clones. I'm positive also getting that wrong. But also, I love this. You gotta give this movie credit because it gave birth to one of two memes that the first two movies made. That is that Ash is a damn god by the fact that this son of a bitch had to put up a fucking barrier around it to block a punch. Also, I should say that these are not going to be reviews as much as just me talking about the movie. What I like about the movie, if I have anything really to say about the movie, I'll say about the movie. They aren't going to be Cringe of the Month, which I need to get back into doing Cringe of the Month. And there's going to be little retellings of my experiences with the movie. I experienced this movie on television, as a lot of these movies. I never had Pokemon VHSs. I never did. But Pokemon the movie, it was a very good movie. With a very, let's just admit it, a stupid fucking end resolution to Ash being turned to stone and being brought back by the tears. I get it. I know why. It's still Pokemon, but that's such a weird and again, can we admit it's stupid, please? I think it's bad, obviously. I love the movie. I love all these movies. There's not one Pokemon movie I hate. This is stupid. Again, I give this movie an A. Pokemon the movie, the first one, is an A. Are there anything I would fix in this movie? Weirdly, no. I think this is a really solid movie. If you like Pokemon, obviously. If you don't like Pokemon, and you're I won't say if you're trying to get into Pokemon. I will say I would not actually start with this one. It's weird. With Pokemon, if you want to get people into Pokemon, any movie is a really good jumping point because it just no movie is really connected really to the show. All of them kind of take place in their own separate universe. If I were to say, granted, I'm more partial to this group of movies, which are the Johto and Hoenn movies. But I would say the movies to start people off with, if you really want to introduce them to what Pokemon can be when it's not a 30-minute cartoon, are these movies, the Diamond and Pearl movies. I would say these are some of their best movies. But again, everything is subjective, all opinionated. It's all it is. There's not one best version of a Pokemon. There's not one best Pokemon game, because everyone has their first game. Mine was Platinum, so I'm obviously going to lean more toward Diamond and Pearl as a franchise. But my favorite cartoon was Kalos. That I feel that they gave Ash some of his best stuff. Moving on, Pokemon the Movie 2000. I remember this is the one I watched the least. I would always find this one on TV or like clips or some shit. This one also was kind of... These movies were actually kind of hard except for the first one. Pokemon the Movie 2000 also gave birth to a fucking meme. Ash being the chosen one, which is expanded in this. It gave birth to also the first Pokemon that wasn't Meowth to talk, and that was a Slowking. Which was weird. It was weird. It gave us probably the most memed voice of a Pokemon being Zapdos just screaming. And if I remember, which one was it? I know one of these was like the last Pokemon movie in... Oh, this one. Okay, 4. Got it. It's ringing. If there's anything I would change about Pokemon the Movie 2000, it's a little nitpick, but I would get rid of that stupid mini thing with Misty being jealous of Melody, or like being weirded out by her kissing Ash. It is stupid and does not belong in the show or in the movie. It didn't add anything, and this was stupid. Yeah, to be fair, all movies kind of have like the ship moments really for all the Pokegirls. I don't give a damn. There's only one ship in Pokemon I hate, and that's him and Iris. I do not like that ship. Anyone who ships, if you do ship Ash and Iris, I would love to know why. I would love for you to say why. I can see Misty, I can see May, Dawn, Serena, which I'm partial to. I'm more shipping best. Or even the Alolan girls. I could see them. I can't see Iris, so if you do ship for them, please tell me why in the comments. What is on my fucking arm? Damn me bug bites. I was upset for a few minutes. Whatever. How do I talk about this? It's been years since I've seen these movies. It's going to be a weird video, trust me, because I'm going to get lost in a lot of this. It gave birth to Ash being the chosen one. It had a great team up with Team Rocket, probably one of the more entertaining team ups. Lugia was awesome, and again, it gave the movies, stuff like the movies are why, or there are certain movies I wish were canon so we could explain shit. But also I know that there are gimmick to be multiple legendaries in the cartoon universe. I say that because in Journeys, another series that... Oh, damn you, Go. It has Ash and Go meeting riding on a fucking Lugia. But they never, acknowledge the fact that Ash has done this before. Saving the fucking world. And all... Verse 2, he saves the damn world. As a 10-year-old. Why do I keep throwing it away? I need to hold the fucking thing. If I were to give this a ranking, I would give Pokemon the Movie 2000... a B. A solid B movie. Crazier. They get. I will say they definitely get crazier with their fucking plots as they move along. Pokemon 3, the movie, is definitely the first movie to be like, what the hell? Featuring around a little girl unlocking a box with fucking unknown, one of the weirdest group of Pokemon. If we can just say, because we've all seen those like clips of people like writing stuff out in the unknown, and people who know Pokemon and know the letters can read this shit. Unknown is a weird group of Pokemon, and by that unknown, they create a fake Entei that this little girl, Molly, that's her name, Molly, creates an entire world because her dad not abandoned her, but just kind of left to do, I'm gonna guess, his job, and just she got bored and missed him when he was just taking so long. So she builds this entire world. We also get to the only like lore drop to Ash's past, kind of, because Molly sends Entei out to kidnap Delia because she thinks it's her mother. And I guess Delia knew Molly or knows her parents or some shit like that. And I guess that would mean Ash and Molly know each other. It's so weird. It's the only time we ever see stuff glimpsing into Ash's past. Or at least Oak knows them all. I will say, this is the one I will say looks the most crazy with certain effects, like the effects on the crystals, on Molly's make-believe tower. The effect of her changing her age, which also fucking happens. She goes from teenager to fight Misty, I believe, and then grown adult to fuck with Brock. It's weird. It's weird. It is so fucking weird. We have a great battle of fake Entei versus Charizard. Because who doesn't fucking love Charizard? And it's just a girl who missed her dad. Just unlocking the ultimate power to just destroy shit. Even the ending is kind of sad with her like reuniting with her dad. Pokemon. This is something I will say about all the Pokemon. Just Pokemon in general. Specifically, anime. The music in all of these movies, all in the show, not just the theme songs, the OSTs in all these movies sound incredible. It's some music that gets overlooked, and I don't know why. Specifically in Johto. Johto had some, mainly with these two movies in here, had some of the two catchiest... No, one was Johto, one was Hoenn. Whatever. Pokemon 3 is just weird as hell. Kidnapped is Ash's mom. That's just so fucking weird. So fucking weird. I'd say I would give Pokemon the movie 3 another B. It's not bad enough to get like a lower than a B. It's perfectly fine, and it's definitely the first where it got fucking crazy. Moving on to some of my favorite movies. Pokemon Heroes, Pokemon Forever, Destiny Deoxys, and Jirachi Wishmaker. Heroes is my personal favorite fucking movie. Pokemon Heroes, I can watch 1,000,000 times and never get bored. There is one movie in here that I do own, but not on physical, that I am also going to talk about. Actually, fuck it. I'll just fucking rank all of them. What the hell am I talking about? Because I can memorize this shit. I'll have to rank it out. This, hate me if you want, my opinion, my list. Pokemon Heroes, the movie, is at the first S on this fucking thing. The extended version of the theme song, the intro of the lake racing, awesome. Latios and Latias, awesome in their introduction. Latias being playful and very easily being able to see what their personalities are very fast. Latias being more playful, while Latios is a little more reserved. The music of Ash searching for Bianca and Latias. That's what I mean when I say the music in this movie is fantastic. I found myself just listening to that music for hours upon hours. So good. Annie and Oakley being great one-off villains. Am I being Annie? Let's see. You got Mewtwo, who is... I'm also going by humans on this. You got the collector dick shit from Pokemon 2000. That was really the first human antagonist in one of these movies. Until Annie and Oakley. So if I'm comparing Annie and Oakley to some weird ass collector, Annie and Oakley were the first great human antagonists in the movies. I would say Giovanni because he created Mewtwo, but I don't count it because it's only a very clip thing and you only really get to see it through a deleted scene in the special features, which should have been the fucking movie. So Annie and Oakley take the spot so far as best human antagonists. Especially Oakley. Annie's kind of just there to get a gem. Oakley's there to say, fuck this town, I'm going to destroy it with water. And Ash being so next level with it, because a lot of this, it's just him and Pikachu with a little bit of Totodile in the beginning. Ash is doing all this by himself with just Pikachu. Obviously, that means he's not alone, but you know what I fucking mean. Obviously, oh God, the fucking kiss shit at the end. I think it's cute. Don't get me wrong. If it's either Bianca or more than likely it was Latias, let's be fair, it is. Theory about the fucking hat alone, it was definitely Latias who did the kiss. It was definitely more of a kiss of thank you and gratitude than anything else. Anyway, I'll just say that if you ship Ash with Latias or any fucking Pokemon, fucking weirdo. Same with anyone who bought that goddamn life-sized Gardevoir. The internet has ruined the innocence of Gardevoir. And Lopunny. And Lucario. And basically any fucking Pokemon. The internet has ruined them. So yeah, Latios and Latias. Pokemon Heroes the movie. S. And a great Doomsday weapon too. That I don't know why they made that. And then just supersizing Aerodactyl and Kabutops. Insane. S. Pokemon Forever. I give this another A. It had a great villain with great twists on shit. The Dark Ball was insane. I'm shocked they never made like a replica toy of that thing. You can find every other Pokeball made, but they don't make the Dark Ball. But I think people who know the movies would appreciate this little callback to a great movie. Introducing Celebi and getting some weird timeline issues with it when she brings Sam, a kid from the past who uses some weird ass looking Pokeballs. Again, I feel like if they made figures, I call them toys, the collectibles, whatever, of the Pokeball Sam used, I feel like those would sell because it'd be like another thing that fans of the movies could see and be cool. Dark, what is this dead man's name? Doesn't fucking say. Great. Get our first look at one of the actual Johto legends in Suicune in this. Because remember, Entei in 3. Yeah, that was Johto. So Johto got 3 movies. 3, and then Hoenn. I think Hoenn has the. Hoenn and Diamond and Pearl have the. Okay, fucking Christ. So Kanto's the only region that got 2 movies, since Pokemon 3 takes place also in the Johto region. While Diamond and Pearl, Hoenn, and Black and White got the most. Well, do I count that the same damn movie? So I'm just going to say Hoenn and Sinnoh got the most movies, with each getting 4. Yeah, 4. I believe it's 4. Yeah, 4. Whatever. Nitpicking the brain. Forever is, again, it's a weird one, but it's still good. I give it another A. It's going to be definitely hard for me to put anything. I could just say another thing is going below D. I could definitely say that. D even would be the lowest I could give to people. C is definitely probably the lowest I'll give. C, no movie to me is lower than a C. Hey, this is an A. A great villain, great original thing. We've had like the evil Pokemon before with Mewtwo, but that was more cloning. With him, it's legit Pokemon getting evil, and it could be a reference to the Shadow Pokemon in that GameCube game. I don't know. 2003. So 2003, GameCube came out in 2000. I think that was around the same time, or maybe like 1 year later or 1 year before. So I think that could have been the right thing. The Dark Marauder, that might be it. Could be his inspiration, like he was inspired by either he was the inspiration or they inspired him with that Shadow Pokemon game on GameCube. And, going to slight spoilers, I guess. If you haven't seen any of these movies, that's fucking weird, I guess. If you haven't found DVDs or anything like that, I guess I should still say spoiler. Sam turns out to be Professor Oak when he was a kid, so it causes this time warp thing that he interacted with Ash, seeing how much he cared with Pikachu, so he knew that he had to have a Pikachu for Ash to have. So there's a chance that Oak prematurely gave away Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur to make sure that Ash got Pikachu, because timeline-wise, he gets sent back, but he still has his memories. So when he becomes a Pokemon professor, he knows that Ash he's a Pokemon professor in fucking Pallet Town. So when he hears the name Ash Ketchum is born, he's thinking, okay, I gotta get up. His partner was Pikachu. So, did Johto introduce Pichu? Yeah, it did. I had to get a Pichu, it was a Pichu. Pikachu was a Pichu. If we go by fucking Journey's fucking lore. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but that's what I love to think about. There was a fucking time loop, or time paradox, or whatever the fuck. There was something in time that basically said Ash was predetermined to get Pikachu, not just for the fucking show to have its mascot, in the franchise to have its mascot. It's crazy with over 1,000 Pokemon, 151 at launch in 1996. 1996 or 1996, because the show came out in 1997. I believe I'm right on that. Fucking hell. Well, it's 30, dumbass. Whatever. When the game came out, the mascots for the game were fucking Charizard and Venusaur, yet this little goddamn rat, that little bastard, became the franchise face of Pokemon because of this fucking cartoon. I guarantee no one gave a fuck about Pikachu when they were playing the original game on Game Boy. Guarantee no one gave a damn about that electric mouse. Back to it. Forever's ending is definitely one of the first times Pokemon did a PSA message. Because Dark Marauder takes control of little onion boy here, Celebi. You can't see because my camera quality is garbage. I wish I could up the quality of this goddamn camera. Takes control of Celebi and just destroys the entire forest. And Celebi basically dies. Fucking hell, fuck. Celebi dies. Suicune brings life back, or cleanliness to water that would purify him, help Celebi. Didn't have it. And then we hear Sam say, this wasn't Celebi, this was humans doing. It was kind of their first, like, PSA-esque thing, saying that these creatures aren't at fault, it's humanity that is at fault. Pokemon would always kind of nestle in PSA styles. I remember they did it in Black and White, like early in Black and White, with Ash asking how someone could dare do this to a Pokemon, referencing to Tepig when that rope got tied around its snout, causing it to not be able to eat and become malnourished. And I remember also hearing about PETA fucking accusing Pokemon of animal cruelty. So I'm wondering if those are reasons why I say, no, we don't, dipshits. And again, it's fucking PETA, so fuck off, you fake ass. Yeah, moving on. Destiny Deoxys, the first movie. Wait a minute. I think Destiny Deoxys is also their longest movie. And definitely, Destiny Deoxys has the best fucking opening. With a fucking Arctic battle of Rayquaza. I will never say Rayquaza. It's Rayquaza. Same with Arceus. It's Arceus, not Arceus. Arceus! Arceus fought between Rayquaza and Deoxys. That battle, I remember someone putting in a comment section, it was sort of stupid's reaction video. Rayquaza put an oh shit face look on a Pokemon that can't show emotion. It gave birth. I will say this movie also gave birth to two one-off characters that I don't fucking like at fucking all. Sid and Rafe in the tag battle tournament. We get Tori, which again, Tori is the reason I wish these movies were kind of canon, because Tori is a character that is afraid of Pokemon because of a legit reason, getting traumatized by Sphelio and Wolverine. Wolverine also one of my favorite water ice type Pokemon and one of my favorite underappreciated Pokemon. I love Wolverine's design. And he gets legit traumatized by these things, causing him to not touch Pokemon, just to be in constant fear of Pokemon. Meets Ash. Hell opens up because of Deoxys and Rayquaza. Actually, it's not as much Ash's fault as it is Tori's dad and assistant taking Deoxys' buddy. Again, we get really fun fight scenes between Deoxys and Rayquaza, destroying the goddamn town. Ash, again, almost dying. I think he's died in almost all of these fucking movies. Pokemon Heroes almost drowned to death. Pokemon Forever. Fell from a giant tree monster made from Celebi. Yeah, that can be classified as death. Pokemon the Movie 3. Damn near fell into a pit to hell. Pokemon the Movie 2000. His responsibility. Die or save the world. Pokemon the first movie. He fucking died. Ash faces death a lot, doesn't he? Hey, Pokemon Destiny Deoxys. Again, hate me if you fucking want. I give Destiny Deoxys another fucking S. I give it an S. It's so fucking cool. And the fucking cheerful ass music when they're just chilling out, man. It's so good. These are, again, if you hate these I'm not saying these are reviews, these are just kind of clip notes of how I like the movie, what I think of the movie, and all that shit, if I remember to fucking do that. Next up, Jirachi Wishmaker. I don't like Max. So if you're like me, you don't like Max, Jirachi Wishmaker, it's annoying with Max being the main fucking character, basically. We get a pretty decent Team Magma ex-scientist in Butler, which also your parents did not love you if they named you Butler. And Diane, posing as circus magicians that also kidnapped a sleeping Jirachi. We get a sequence where Max can hear the fucking thing, and both him and Ash just run up to a stage with no fucking security onto the stage of a working magic performance. And as I said, it turns out Butler is using Jirachi to get back at Team Magma to create a Groudon. Fucking hell. Team Magma and Team Aqua, I definitely will say, are probably my favorite. Well, you get Team Rocket, which are gangsters. Or, not gangsters, a mob. Team Aqua and Team Magma, who are just terrorists, eco-terrorists. One wanting to flood the world and the other wanting to burn it. Team Galactic, who are psychopaths. Team fucking... so much I gave Plasma, which are just diet Team Plasma. Team... fucking hell. Team Plasma, who is diet... basically almost all of fucking Black and White is diet Sinnoh. Because Team Plasma is just diet Team Galactic. Then you have Team fucking Flare, which is another version of Team Galactic, but more almost center chaotic crazy. Then you have Team Skull. Maybe they were better in the game. Team Yell. Not even antagonists. Just fucking idiots. And then Scarlet gave you Team Star, which that does not sound villainous, but I don't fucking know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Jirachi. Turns out there's an Absol who is the Pokemon that will appear before a disaster happens. Butler traps it, and again tries to use Jirachi's power while everyone's sleeping. Luckily, Ash and Co are not fucking idiots and get the hell out of there with the help of another not idiot in Diane. looking to take Jirachi back to its resting place because apparently Jirachi stays awake for 1 week and then goes to sleep for 1,000 years because that's a fucking life. Pokemon on that's a fucking life. In the end, Butler does create Groudon, except it's not Groudon, it's a fucking monster from hell that just destroys everything. This fake Groudon is one of the creepiest villains the movies have ever portrayed or given us. Not scary, creepy. This thing does not say sound. It just has a hollow roar as it just consumes life. Whether it's a Pokemon, a person, or just life of nature. It's so weird. And also, again, this is a movie that has probably my favorite end credit music. The Make-A-Wish song. Oh my god, I love that fucking song. If I had to rank this, I think I said an A, but the Max Factor the Max Factor brings it down, so maybe it's a high B. It's a high B, but it's still a B because of Max. Now, 2 movies I want to talk about, but I made myself a promise that I'm only... Do I talk about all the movies or just talk about the movies I have in my collection? Because the 2 movies that I don't have in canon order, from going to Hoenn to Sinnoh, are Manaphy and the Sea Temple, which is another S for me. And then Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, which is another A for me. You know what, I'll just say that. Sea Temple, which is also... You cannot fucking tell me that goddamn movie was not written by people who shipped Ash and May. My god. Some of those scenes. No way in hell. Same with Lucario. What the hell? The whole movies definitely looked like they were advanced shipping heavily. Same with one of these at least. Well, with one moment. So, yeah. Let's go over it. Pokemon Heroes, S. Pokemon Forever, A. Destiny Deoxys, S. Pokemon Jirachi, high B. I'm only doing the movies in my collection. Screw it. Next up, we have the 4-movie collection of Diamond and Pearl, which I remember finding this at Walmart. Oh my god, I was so happy. Same with this one. I found these in Walmart, and I was so fucking happy, since these are some of the movies... I knew finding this franchise in the movies was easy. This is the movies where everyone, especially these are the height of Pokemon's popularity. These are still at its highest in like media, debuted media, but it was slowly getting down since, as I said, these 3 movies were released in theaters. Pokemon Forever, at least going off the age of the back of the box, was the last Pokemon movie released in theaters because it says rated G, and the others go on to say not rated. So I'm heavily guessed that Pokemon Forever was the last Pokemon movie released in theaters until fucking Detective Pikachu, which I also have in my collection, but not in the Pokemon fucking file, whatever. So finding these groups of movies, I still couldn't find Kalos' group of movies. I did find them on Amazon, but I did not see that if they were dubbed over or not, or they were just still in Japanese. And as much as I want those movies, since Kalos is my favorite run of Pokemon anime, I couldn't take the chance of getting the movies where they aren't dubbed over. Anyway, moving on. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl movies. Starting with... I have to say it. God. All of these are going to be high as... All of these are fucking high as hell. I'll just get these over. Rise of Darkrai, S. Giratina Sky Warrior, A. Arceus and the Jewel of Life, S. Zoroark and the Master of Illusions, which also was a good setup for the Unova region. A. Just get those out of the goddamn way. I have very high memories of all 4 of these movies. Reasoning. I grew up I was born in 1999, but I was an early 2000s kid. I grew up in the 2000s. So, and I didn't get into Pokemon until Sinnoh. I can so clearly remember this. My first episode of Pokemon was the ending of the tag, because I was going to school. The ending of the tag team tournament where Ash and Paul won, and then Paul gave up his Chimchar, and Ash took it in. After that, I immediately fell in love with this goddamn franchise. I wanted to say this at the end of the video, but fuck it, right now, fuck it. Now, I'll just say it later today. That is where I became a Pokemon fanatic, man. So, I have such distinct memories of hearing about these 4 movies coming out on Cartoon Network and staying up so... I remember Arceus and the Jewel of Life, I believe... Yeah, it was. That movie came out around Christmas time. So I remember with my Christmas tree on, plugged in, late at night... staying up to watch Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life. Same with Rise of Darkrai. I remember staying up late to watch it. All 4 of these, I stayed because they thankfully came out on either a Friday night or a Saturday. So I did not have to worry about school. I can so easily remember watching Cartoon Network, waiting for that goddamn timer saying, movie coming out, starting this long, waiting for that thing to hit fucking 0. And anytime my parents changed the channel, I was freaking like, oh god, come, please change it back, please change it back. I had such fond memories of these 4 movies. Let's start with Darkrai, which, again, 2 great fucking songs in the OST. Darkrai's theme song, which also is another side thing. This version of Darkrai has my favorite Pokemon speaking voice. Not Pokemon sound voice. Any Pokemon that can talk in English. Darkrai has my favorite voice. That dark voice is just so good. We get a very entertaining one-off character with Baron von... What the fuck's his name? I forget his name. Oh, Baron Alberto. He was a very good character, a dick. Then we get Tonio and Alice. Very good characters. This whole movie is so good. Starting off with another badass opening with the war of Dialga and Palkia in their own dimension. 2 entities that never should have matched. Palkia running like a little bitch from a Dialga ass kicking to our world where he hides, and at the end of the fucking movie brings our world to his domain of time. Or not time, space. And the only thing that fucking solves this shit is a song played in mastery. Again, Orician, oh my god, it is so beautiful. I have used that music to sleep. I have played Orician to help me sleep. I am not gonna... These movies are definitely gonna be a lot more cliffhanger than the others, because these are just ones I'm going to try to geek over, man. The intro with the extended theme, awesome. The fact that we see Brock's fucking Krogunk fucking stop a hit from the god of time, or is it the god of space? I don't know. Krogunk blocks it, just tanks a legendary Pokemon shot and just looks... Yeah. I'm awesome. Brock's Krogunk and his Happiny. What the fuck? Oh my god. Also the one like Pearl shipping moment. I said like advanced shippers wrote fucking a lot of those fucking Hoenn movies. They at least wanted to get one moment with Pearl shipping, or at least seeming like it, with Ash saving Dawn from the balloon thing. Next up, and I also appreciate that not a lot of these felt like they connected. Like, Pokemon movie 1, 2, 3, these are not connected at all. They are not connected at all. These movies, Heroes and Forever are not connected. Deoxys and Jirachi are not connected. Miss Manaphy and Lucario are not connected. So I appreciate... Sinnoh is... I love fucking Kalos, but I will say the best written series of Pokemon, in my opinion, are Kalos and Sinnoh. This one is the first, and I think only movies, because I don't think these are even connected. The only group of movies are connected in the same order, or in the same universe. Because Rise of Darkrai precedes Giratina the Sky Warrior. Arceus of Life comes after Giratina. But I think it ends there, because I don't know if Zoroark is connected to them. I think it just might be a trilogy where up to here, from Darkrai to Arceus, they are connected because... And as we see in Giratina and Sky Warrior, we open with Dialga, who had just got done leaving the town that we were in the last movie. Getting captured by Giratina, who is one of the baddest motherfuckers in Pokemon. He takes it down and Dialga then traps Giratina, but also releases Shaman, one of the most annoying goddamn talking Pokemon. Fight me on that. And we have very cool shit with Dialga and Giratina. My favorites come from the ending where Zero, the main bad guy, trying to take over Pokemon Hell, or the reverse world, which is a very interesting place in itself. Zero takes control of it and starts a glacier coming to kill people. And then we get probably the most badass Pokemon reawakening in Regigigas, one of my favorite legendary Pokemon, or mythical Pokemon, whatever. The continent Polar. Waking up like a fucking badass. And then with the help of Mamoswines, holding back a fucking glacier. It just... that scene will forever just be in my fucking head of just Regigigas waking up and holding back a fucking glacier. And if you think Regigigas looks cool in this movie, in the manga, Regigigas delivers a one-man ass-whipping to both Dialga and Palkia. Next up, we have Arceus and the Jewel of Life, which, again, you can tell it takes place after this movie, because in this, we have all four main legends. Arceus, Giratina, Dialga, and Palkia. And Giratina stops fighting because it recognizes Ash and Pikachu. It stops them. It stops fighting Dialga and Palkia, or stops causing hell, because it recognizes and listens to Ash. And the one thing I give credit to Legend of Arceus, not Legend of Jewel of Life, is that's the movie where the biggest goddamn inspiration for fanfic came from, since Ash gets betrayed by people he loves. Ash is Arceus' chosen one. In this movie, Ash, Dawn, and Brock go back in time to a world where before Pokeballs were invented, where Pokemon were basically kept as slaves. And I remember even as a kid thinking, I saw someone abuse a fucking Chikorita, and me thinking, I'm going to kill you and then beat the shit out of you. How dare you hurt an innocent Chikorita? Chikorita's a baby, and you will fucking respect her, or I will fucking rip your head off. Sorry. We see that Arceus, who believes his at one time closest human ally, betrayed him to keep a Jewel of Life, to keep life, was mind controlled, changed his goddamn future. Somehow that doesn't fuck with everything. Ash saves and resurrects God. And there's where the fucking legend comes from. Ash saves and brings God back from the fucking death and almost getting Thanos snapped out of existence. Weirdly enough, Giratina and the Sky Warrior and Rise of Darkrai are the only times Ash didn't die. Instead, we got a death fake out with Darkrai. And really nothing in Giratina. Yeah. So, Ash becomes Arceus' chosen warrior or some shit like that because he brought God back from death. I will say, Zoroark is one I don't remember fully. I remember obviously Zorua fucking with all three of them, pretending to be them through illusions, but I don't fully remember. I do remember it is a badass motherfucking movie, because it has also a fake Entei, a fake Raikou, who, funny enough, Raikou didn't appear in any of these movies until this one, where he is in like a shiny variant version of himself. We saw Suicune. We have two appearances of Entei, one fake, one real. Wait a minute. Fake Entei. Wait a minute. Why am I losing my train of thought again? Fake Entei. No Entei. No Entei. Second appearance of Suicune, the first real appearance of a real Entei, and second appearance of a fake Entei. Jesus Christ. I don't remember much about the fucking bad guy other than it's like another like collector guy, just a douchebag. Again, good movie. This one I have, and all of these I have very, very vivid memories of, except Giratina. Or not Giratina, Zoroark. Now we come to this. The black sheep of the Pokemon anime. I think we can all agree Black and White was arguably the worst season of Pokemon ever. Fucking ever. I hate Journeys just because I hate Go. The writing in this version of Pokemon was god awful. Ash losing to Snivy! I don't give a damn if he fucking zapped his goddamn electric powers. He still knew fucking Iron Tail! The first two movies, I remember watching these as they came out. With fucking the first movie, we have Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. The exact same goddamn movie. The only difference is what Pokemon is on the villain side by mind control, I believe, and what Pokemon is on Ash's side. In Pokemon Black, Pokemon Victini and Reshiram, so by that I would guess Zekrom is the bad guy and Reshiram is the good guy. While Pokemon White, Zekrom is the bad guy and Zekrom is the good guy and Reshiram is the bad guy. Or it could be fucking reverse, I don't fucking know. All I remember is Victini being adorable. And that's really it. I remember watching all those two movies, but not as well as, weirdly, the other two. We got Kyurem and the Swords of Justice. I remember that one. I think because it had a better plot. But if I were to rank these, those are the ones I give a C. Pokemon Black and Pokemon White movies get a C. Reshiram and Zekrom get a C. Just because they made a movie twice with the same plot, nothing except whatever Pokemon Ash was riding at the end was the only difference. There's your fucking C's. Kyurem and the Swords of Justice, however, is a solid A. Kyurem being a complete savage, trying to kill, or at least beat the shit out of Keldeo, in the Sword of Justice, which are some of the weirdest looking Pokemon, and that's saying shit. Virizion, Terrakion, and Cobalion are definitely the weirdest group of Pokemon. If that's their fucking names. Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. Yep, so that's the fucking weirdest. It's a great last battle where Kyurem basically looks like he's the fusion hell demon of both the Zekrom and Reshiram because he can use both their powers, as the picture on the box shows Kyurem White, Kyurem Black. He also has a good English voice from what I remember. It's just not as good as Darkrai's. Keldeo's a weird ass. It's a good movie, but I think I gave it an A, but I think I actually will give it a B. Now, Genesect and the Legend Awakening. I had hope for this, because I remember seeing Mewtwo in the fucking trailers for this. So I'm thinking, oh shit, Mewtwo's back, but it's a different Mewtwo, because this was the debut of Mega Evolution. That's right, one of the best gimmicks in Pokemon fucking history came from the last Black and White movie with Mega Mewtwo. Sadly, that's the only thing I can really remember. I remember one Genesect. I remember there were 5. One was red and was the leader and the most aggressive. The other, there were 3, or maybe there were 6. 4 were drones and just kind of listened to him. The other was with Ash and saying he just wants to go home. Because apparently Genesect is basically Team Plasma making a fucking Mewtwo, combining Pokemon genetics with technology. That's why they look so crazy ass. They're bug Pokemon with technology in their DNA. Because fucking Team Plasma's sick bastards. I can't remember much of these because Black and White was just such a hard. I watched the whole season, but it was such a fucking hard thing to watch. Seeing my favorite cartoon get dumbed down to this level. These movies are still good. Genesect and the Legend of Wigan, I will give a B because it debuted Mega Evolution. Aside from that, nothing really impactful happened in any of the Black and White movies. Apologies for that. Next, this is aside from Detective Pikachu, which is a good movie in itself, but I don't know if I'm going to talk about it because I want to talk about specifically the Pokemon shows, movies that I have in my collection that relate to the anime. And this one will be the hardest one because this is also the final movie that Pokemon ever made, which is also insane to me. This movie came out in 2019. Wait, 2022? I thought it was 2019. No fucking way. It's 2020. That does not seem as long as I thought it was. I will say, it's weird because also, Kalos was the last season of Pokemon to get region movies. After that, we got Pokemon I Choose You, and then that movie, and then this. Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle, the last Pokemon movie. But I will say, son of a bitch. Does anyone remember, because I remember there was a trailer for a new Pokemon movie that was coming out that was kind of set in the Gen 1 style, where it was Ash and Pikachu doing a battle. And all of a sudden, they're transported into this abandoned world kind of thing. An abandoned looking town with decaying buildings, all this. No one's around. I remember seeing a trailer for this, and then nothing. I don't know if that was like a legend to this or I Choose You. I don't know what the hell it was doing. I just remember this goddamn trailer, and I could never find it again. Anyway, it's going to be hard because I still haven't watched this movie. But knowing that it's the last Pokemon movie is insane. That this is where it ends. I will say one thing I hate about more modern Pokemon. Ash in short pants. I don't like it. It just looks weird. So sadly, I can't talk about this one. But I will say the art style looks beautiful. The Pokemon that this thing is, it looks... I think... What is this? Zarude? No, Zarude. It looks like a fucking badass. And it's basically kind of like a movie extended version of the Kangaskhan Kid. I wish I would have watched all these movies today, being Pokemon Day, but I kind of just got lazy today. It's my day off, fuck it. But knowing that that was the last Pokemon, we never got any Sun and Moon movies, which is crazy, because I feel like they should have made the, what are they called? Ultra Beast. There it is. I never watched Sun and Moon. I didn't like the anime change of art style from X. If you think if you think the Kalos region series is overrated, that's completely fine. But I feel like we can all agree, Kalos had some of the best art style or best animation style that Pokemon ever had. I think that's because, if I'm right on this, the team that did Pokemon X, Y, and Z did Sonic Mania or worked on some kind of Sonic game. So, in my opinion, XYZ had the best animation. So if we're going to that, to Sun and Moon... Also, that first theme song was garbage. I'm sorry. That's a personal opinion of mine. That first Sun and Moon theme is garbage. But that's mainly the reason I never really got into... I still kind of want to give it its fair chance. But I remember... I was in high school when this came out, and I am still like a humongous Pokemon fan. But I was just thinking... I can't watch this. The animation changes, the personality traits like they gave Ash. I remember seeing people headcanon that Ash is acting that way in Sun and Moon because he's like... What do you want? Because he's like blocking the trauma that was Kalos and what happened with Team Flare. So like, yeah, I can see that he kind of just broke his brain, just kind of said, we're going to forget this ever happened. I kind of started acting like a goofball, but I don't like... I like when Ash can act goofy, but also the animation needs to work with him being serious. And Sun and Moon's art style does not work when Ash gets back into locked-in Ash Ketchum. It doesn't work. Again, my opinion. Journeys was a bit better, but still too, like, safe. You know what I mean? Ash's hair should never be, like, curly soft. It should always be that edge shit. The spikes. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And okay, I want to say this at the end, and because I can't talk about this Secrets of the Jungle, I don't want to talk about this. My exposure to Pokemon and how it just transformed me into this. As I said, my first episode of Pokemon was the ending of Paul releasing his Chimchar. After that, I went on a fucking marathon of every single Pokemon episode ever up to the Sinnoh region. I remember on my old TV when we recorded stuff and we had these playlists in the fucking saved feature or whatever the hell it was called. I had over 100 episodes of Pokemon recorded, and I watched all of them. I watched an entire marathon that they did from episode 1 to the beginning of the Sinnoh League. I watched it all. Pokemon became my life for years. I remember when I was a kid, staying up late on Christmas Eve, watching the official Pokemon website, watching very buffering episodes of Pokemon Advanced. Pokemon has been with me through my highest of highs, when I've been ashamed to say I like Pokemon since I was get bullied for it. And that's what helped me create in John Young Middle School where I went to school. I created the Anime Club. I hate saying that phrase, but it's true. With the help of with my counselor, we started the Anime Club, and knowing that it's now a club that people want to sign up for, it's insane because we started that when I was in school. We had maybe 15 people, and we moved around constantly. Pokemon has been with me for fucking years. It's been with me since in my happiest moments, and it's been with me when I've been fighting demons. Pokemon has been there for me when I've always needed it. Even when I've been out of a Pokemon rabbit hole, one thing is all it takes for me to go right back down that goddamn rabbit hole and listen to the music, watch the show, obsess over the movies, and just love it. So knowing that they are now on 30 years they've been doing this franchise, people can say they get lazy, they can say that Game Freak gets lazy with the games. I don't care. I do agree that Game Freak can do a little more effort into it, but at the end of the day, this is what I say. Pokemon games have never been about graphic capability. To me, a graphic capability with a Pokemon game would just be like icing on a cake. It'd be good, but it doesn't need it. Pokemon games have been about creating your journey, getting invested in the world with your creatures, bonding with them. If you're playing a Pokemon game for graphics, I don't think it's the right call. You play obviously how you want to play. If you don't like the graphic capability of the Switch, did this, or what Game Freak does, that's completely fair. It's a fair criticism that I don't agree with. And that's an opinion. It's the perfect thing. You can disagree with me, and I welcome that. But for me in the games, my first game was Pokemon Platinum. I remember playing this game so many hours of my childhood. I remember I lent it to an old buddy of mine, and he got my Chimchar, who was a Monferno at the time, to a high-leveled Infernape, and also got me a Gyarados. And I sadly couldn't ever win and beat the game on the sole reason my DS fell in the toilet and just got ruined. The rice trick didn't work for me, and my family was at a point for us where we couldn't afford to replace the system, so that thing, my copy of Pokemon just kind of, I've never been able to complete it. To this day, I've never been able to complete Pokemon Platinum. But my favorite Pokemon game, and I think a Pokemon game that not a lot of people either remember or have heard of, that I highly recommend if you get the system and if you find the game, that is on the Nintendo Wii, Poke Park. Both 1 and 2 Wonders Beyond. These games are incredibly, endearingly fun. You play as a Pikachu, going through missions of, in the first game, connecting tribes. In the second game, it's more finding what's happened. There's an overarching story of something is happening, and you need to find this, and you need to get these adventures, these other playable characters, these legendaries to help you. I remember also as a kid playing the first Poke Park, getting scared because it was late at night. I believe it was a Friday night. I had just unlocked the ghost area, the music was freaking me out. If I still had a Wii and I could find Poke Park, I think I still have my copy of it. I would love to play these games all over again. That's why anytime Pokemon has a Pokemon Direct or a Pokemon Presents, I can't lie and say that I'm not secretly hoping for Poke Park 1 and 2 to come to Switch, or even for the hell of it, a Poke Park 3. You have over 1,000 Pokemon. I think you can get a Poke Park 3. Anyway, I do plan to have one more video. Not today, obviously, but tomorrow for a little add-on to this. And I know I did a TikTok, and I paused. I did an extended version of this video years ago, but I'm going to do it again. And it's how I would connect certain movie characters into the canon of Pokemon Horizons, which I still need to also watch. I need to give Horizons a good chance. How I would bring Ash Ketchum back into the fold of Pokemon. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this 1 hour video of Pokemon. It's been choppy, and I apologize. Happy Pokemon Day. Also, this is one more thing. If you hate the starters, fuck off. They are fucking adorable. Piss off. They're fucking cute. Do not come for my boy Pumbe.